Hey dude, what are you doing out here in this open danger area? It's not safe here. All right, come on, we're gonna go wreck your mom's house. What's that, dude? You don't have a pack? Oh, you should definitely order one. Get one at US Elite Gear and use the code ruthlessactual for free shipping. Well, here, let me tell you about mine. What's up, guys? Two additional things I forgot to drop in the video while we were recording up in the mountains. First of all is my relationship with Tasmanian Tiger. I have absolutely none. I don't even know if they know who I am. I picked up this bag through US Elite Gear. I do get a slight discount on some of the products that they sell because they are one of my only sponsor, actually. So I got a slight discount on that bag. It was 20% off for me. So that's it. That's my relationship and whatever. I'm completely unbiased and not partial. Honestly, I bought it thinking it might kind of suck because I had never heard of the brand before. Last thing, we are reintroducing the most messed up comment, and you guys actually have to try this time because some of those comments were just not good. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, might be new here, I usually give a shout out to the person who left the most messed up comment on the previous video. Now, y'all gave some weak ass comments. None of you even deserve it. I will shout out once again the homie Dan Matera, who works at HRT Tactical, because he tried a lot. None of them were really good, but he dropped like 5 tries on the last couple videos. So like C- for effort there, bud. Do better. All right, now let's get back to the video. What's up, guys? Welcome to the first video on the new channel, Ruthless Reviews. My name's Dylan. If you guys lost me as student operator, back on Instagram now is ruthless.actual. Real quick, we're gonna get into this bag and kind of talk about it. But real quick, the brand Tasmanian Tiger is one that a lot of us have probably never heard of here stateside. They do hold a lot of European contracts, and they are made overseas in, I think it's Vietnam, but they are made with quality materials, and the company Tasmanian Tiger actually owns the all of the sew shops, so they're able to strictly control the quality control, and these bags are used for a lot of military contracts in Europe. For more information on Tasmanian Tiger, I would definitely recommend checking out the 1911 Syndicate channel. My homie Chris Blau over there did a really thorough kind of discussion about Tasmanian Tiger and their history and all of that. So it's definitely a good video to watch to kind of get a little bit more assurance on the quality of this brand. And last thing before we dive into it, shout out to the homie Viking Reconnaissance. Miss you, bro. We got training again soon. All right, so pack as a whole, they advertise this as a 30-liter pack. I think it's slightly larger. I think it converts over to like a 32-liter pack, but just bear in mind the application that you would use a pack like this for. This is not going to be a long-range sustainment pack for an extended period of time. This would excel as like a 3-day assault pack, or if you are traveling really, really light, I guess a sustainment pack in warmer weather. But really keep in mind all the things that you have to keep with you for sustainment. I mean, you need things to build shelters, things to purify water, cook food. How long are you going to be out there? Do you have enough food? Do you have enough water or means of procuring more water? That's a lot of stuff that you need to pack for a trip like that. And this bag, frankly, a lot of times they're just not big enough to fill that role. So a short-term pack, think maybe an overnight in a comfortable environment temperature-wise, or a 3-day assault pack would be what this bag would excel at. Now, starting out here on the outside, we will start with the straps. 3D mesh with vents, it keeps your back cool. It's quite warm out here today, and honestly, this is keeping a lot of the heat off of my back. It also comes with waist straps, which are removable, and I have removed, but they are included with that. It looks like mine have come undone, but it does include cape or strap management systems to keep your excess straps down, and a sternum strap up here at the top to keep it tight across your chest. Looking at the exterior of the bag here, you have laser cut moly over all 3 sides of it. I really like how streamlined this pack is. I don't know if I would personally be attaching stuff to the outside of it, but that is an option if you need that for whatever you want to molly onto the outside, or I guess if you wanted to camouflage it further than the multicam that this bag is in. They also offer it in a couple different colors, a coyote color, a black color, and a like an olive green. Moving down here, it has a really low profile little pocket here. You could use that for a lot of smaller flat items, something like a VS17 panel, maybe some very basic medical equipment, or any other small items that you need to keep track of there. Moving up to the top here, we have a bungee retention system. It's not quite big enough. I'm not quite sure what I would keep in that. However, or what I would secure here. However, I guess if you wanted to throw an extra layer up there, or something that you wanted to have more easily accessible than being in your pack, I don't think it's quite big enough to attach a helmet there, but it does have a drawstring so you can cinch whatever you're keeping down there. Moving up here, we have what's typically referred to as a claymore pouch. Now, yeah, if you want to come in a little bit closer, in here right now, just for our little adventure, I have my EDC Glock 17, my sunglasses, and a spare mag. It does include some internal organization points. We have 2 pockets here, a small pocket here, and 2 tie-down points for mission essential equipment. So that's really nice. The pocket does go down here a bit further, so you can fit some bigger items in, like this Glock 17 with a Surefire X300 on it, and still have plenty of room for all of your stuff up here at the top. Moving into the main compartment of the pack here, this is one of the things that I don't really like, but I understand why it's like this. Having these 2 flaps to pull apart, or these 2 handles, it works, but oftentimes your zipper pulls will get down, and then you can't, and you're sitting here fussing with it trying to get the zippers to be accessible. And another really quick note with the zippers, they're fairly noisy, metal on metal. I will probably end up just taking a pair of wire snips and cutting off these tabs and replacing them with just 550 cord loops to keep that noise down a little bit more. So we have a full clamshell opening here. We have an internal pocket on the inside of this top flap, which I just have some little bit of emergency equipment in there, things to start fires, emergency blankets, and 550 cord is what I'm keeping in there. Now, whole purpose of our little trip today is to test camo patterns, so I have an AOR2 parka to see how that works. Now, this is a full clamshell opening. I also just have some clothes from a little camping trip this weekend in the bottom of this. But it does open fully. You can lay it out, gain all access to all of your pack's components. Now, a lot of people use their claymore pouch to keep spare mags in. One nice thing about this pack is that it is all Velcro on the inside. So I can use this Faro Concepts triple turnover pouch and have 3 more mags, very flat and very easily accessible, just by opening up the top of the pack. So if you need to refill what is on your kit, you can very quickly and easily access mags here, on top of potentially having more mags in your claymore pouch. Now, all of the sides are Velcro lined and have laser cut moly in them. So you can also install things like these Microbat Systems pouches, this one being one of the ones in AOR1, which is my favorite camo pattern. But you can use this as like a boo-boo pouch, or what I was using it for this weekend was just a pouch dedicated to holding my phone's contents, my phone charger. That actually brings up a good point, that this bag actually comes included with a whole bunch of various sized pouches that Velcro in for internal organization. If you're on something like using this as a 3-day bag, where, hey, you're just gonna wear the same pair of pants for 3 days. Hey, maybe I need a small bag for socks and underwear. And you can just Velcro that right in. You have a bag, hey, I'm gonna keep some food in that, some snacks, or maybe some water purification equipment. So it's really nice having those. And there's more Velcro again on this.
flap that folds down. Now in the back here, there is a pouch for holding a hydration bladder. That's something that I'm probably definitely going to be getting here soon, as taking off my pack to dig out the Nalgene bottles in the bottom. And yes, I know it's pronounced Nalgene. That's an inside joke. To get your bottles in the bottom is a little bit, actually I'm fucking thirsty. I'm going to keep one of these out. It's kind of annoying, so having that hydration bladder is definitely going to be something that I would very much appreciate. There are also, on each side, places where you can route your hydration bladder hose through, or radio antennas, or leads for a push-to-talk, or whatever else you could possibly want to wire into your pack. Although I would very highly recommend having your radio on your person instead of in a pack, because if you get into a gunfight, I'm going to want to dump this pack as quickly as possible so I can move lighter and maneuver on the enemy. And the last kind of feature about this pack is the cinch down loops that are on the side, so I can actually cinch down this bag if I don't have it quite all the way filled, and that way it remains a slightly tighter profile. So the last kind of little piece that I forgot, that I honestly never even really noticed, is these 4 loops on each side that if you wanted to, you could secure more items on the outside, or if you wanted to take like a parka and weave it through all of this without having it take up room in your pack, that would be an option. So that kind of brings us to the end of all the features. Let's talk about what it's actually like using this pack. It feels very good on your shoulders. I have carried about 50 pounds in this thing before for a couple miles off trail, doing some reconnaissance training. And yes, actual reconnaissance, not just walking down a trail in a pair of Vans and M81 Cries. It carries the weight very well. Even without the backs or without the waist strap. The vents do help keep you very cool. The padding for the shoulders, it is padded shoulder straps are always going to be a nuisance when shouldering a rifle, but honestly, these are not the worst I have used, and it's doable, especially with the chest rig. Wearing this over plate carrier probably wouldn't be as amazing, but it would certainly be doable. I would probably end up collapsing my stock in another notch or so to accommodate for the added thickness. But overall, I mean, these packs have Tasmanian Tiger, man, they are a sleeper in the game. Surprisingly high quality at a very affordable price point. I mean, they're not cheap, they're not your Amazon special, but they're not quite as expensive as other offerings out there on the market. And overall, I like it a lot, and I'm now looking at some other Tasmanian Tiger options for a larger ruck for sustainment. So, I mean, I'm thinking about buying something else from their company. That's a stamp of approval on my end. But remember, having a bag doesn't do you jack shit if you don't know what goes in it or how to use what you put in it. So go get some really good training on whatever kind of tactics or shooting that you guys want to get trained in. I'm definitely pulling a page out of Grand Thumb's book here and recommending some different companies, but there are people out there who will teach you the tactics beyond shooting. Hit up my homie, Survive First Contact. Tony Cowden will teach you a lot of really cool stuff. Blake Flannery with Orion Training Group and Maneuver Training Solutions. All of these guys will teach you the skills that you need to know to not freeze to death or die of whatever else while you're out in the woods, because these dudes have done these jobs. They know what it is like, and they will help give you the training that you need to not die day one in the wilderness. And yeah, all the gear in the world won't save you. You need training. And if you think that you're just going to bug out to the woods in a worst case scenario and shoot the same deer that everybody else is shooting, and that's how you're going to feed yourself, I got some bad news for you. So go get training and stay deadly. And remember, guys, for your bags and all kinds of outdoor clothing, layering systems, all that, definitely hit up US Elite Gear. You can use the code in my bio. I don't really get anything out of it, but they give you guys free shipping. And definitely a lot of really high quality options to choose from. Copy that. That's your mom. Chicken tenders are done. I'm out.